Hello my friends, I'm Arjen. Today again I will have something about sad stories about the war. So sorry for that, but it's something that is very important to remember. I'm here in Vught. Vught is a little town near Den Bosch in the Netherlands, and there was a camp, a transit camp or concentration camp for prisoners in the Netherlands, and from here many prisoners went to other camps in Germany or to Poland. So there's also a monument for all the deaths, the people who died in Sachsenhausen. They were transported in the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. A bit farther there will be a museum, so I will drive to the museum and we can see us back there. Meanwhile, I wanted to show you some nature of this park because I think it's interesting. Do you see there the, how is it called in English? Reiger. Heron, maybe an heron, in French an héron. Many of those birds here in the Netherlands. They he goes from one pole to the other, now at the other side, yes. So we are here at there's a museum here of the camp. And it is at a place where there were always there was some use for the army because there was a fortress that defended the city of Den Bosch. That was in the 80-year war in the 16th, 17th century. And today now there's a museum here that we will go to. I will go. And also there is now a prison. The prison just in front. With cameras, of course. And this whole terrain was used by the army, and in the Second World War, of course, by the Germans. Why were the Germans here? Germans because in Vught there are a lot of buildings, big manors, estates, where officers could take their quarters, their headquarters. So Vught was an important place for the Germans in the Second World War. So also with a bad history for the Netherlands, collaboration of course. And here you see the whole place where there's the fortress. There's also that place nearby where people were shot. The camp was here on this terrain, and well, the Germans shot, of course, prisoners. It's at the end of this path. Well, we will not go now, maybe a bit later. Also tragic history. So here we are at the backside of the museum. The camp was there. A special place also because you see here a rest of the railway. The railway was built here to go to the camp, not for the prisoners to come, but because in this camp the prisoners had to had to take all the, had to, how do you say, scrap all the metal, for example, from planes that were shot down. All those planes, they arrived here, so that the metal could be reused. Look here, for example. So it was named the Zerlegebetrieb Herzogenbusch. And this railway brought all the old planes, all the old metal to the camp so that the prisoners could take all this metal so that it could be reused. So today you need to make a reservation, of course, because it is still a Corona period, and I have booked for a visit. So this is the map. We are here. We go through an exhibition room with a film. Camp Vught. The Camp Vught had 32,000 prisoners who came through this camp. There's a part outside where you can walk, and then back. Okay, we'll make this tour. Struikelstenen, some blocks that are, in fact, you find them everywhere here in Holland, at least in Brabant, where Jews have lived. I think it's only Jews, or maybe it's all prisoners, and it's in front of the houses where they have lived. I saw many in Eindhoven, so that their memory doesn't get lost.
Hoe is het om in een oorlog te leven? Ben je bang? Ben je moedig? Durf je op te staan? Werk je mee? Of ergens ertussenin? Wat je nu gaat zien is echt gebeurd, ook hier op deze plek. Wat speelde zich hier af? De nazi's zetten hier meer dan 32.000 mensen gevangen. Vele duizenden werden naar kampen buiten Nederland overgebracht en daar vermoord. Minstens 750 mensen stierven hier in kamp Vught. En daarmee was dit in de oorlog een van de dodelijkste vierkante kilometers van Nederland. De nazi's zagen andere ideologieën en rassen als minderwaardig. En iedereen die niet paste in hun wereldbeeld werd vervolgd, geterroriseerd. Maar waren ze daarin uniek?
Maquette of the camp here, you will see outside, and here the map, or satellite photo, plane photo in that period, where we see the fortress where we were. Here the 3 bastions, and here is the whole camp, which is now military terrain, and there's a lake here with a beach. You can swim now.
Ja, kijk maar. Hier gaan we binnen. En dan gaan we hier naartoe. Ga je dus in het gebied. Dan kom je hier weer terug. Kijk maar, dan kom je hier weer terug. En dan loop je zo door het museum. En dan kom je straks.
So Philips employed prisoners here. Some tools. This is the organization of the camp from the Himmler top all to the prisoners. And every worker here. Suriname. French people, journalists, Henri Charrière. So, as is stated here, Vught was the first concentration camp where the American-British allies came. Not really the first concentration camp, because there were others in the Soviet Union, but here in the West, yes. So do you recognize this is a Monopoly game? It was made by a prisoner. With names of old Dutch places. Cabbage soup. Look, these are all letters that one prisoner sent to his beloved woman, and he hid them very small papers. This is maquette of the camp. Here I'm on the central place from the call, every morning call and evening call, where prisoners had to come. Very difficult time because the numbers of course needed to be exactly the same as the previous appeal. If it was not okay, they would do the call again and again. So in the morning and in the evening. That's a barrack that is kept. It's one of those barracks. Reconstructed, or yes, restored. Place to sleep, place to stay, to wash, place to stay, to wash, and the toilets. All those barracks were the same. They say this was a toilet. It was the best place, in fact, they say, because the Germans, the guards, would not come here. So you could speak, you were a bit more free than in the other places. Place to wash. Once in 10 days a douche, and the other days just with water, running water. 240 prisoners had to wash in half an hour. From only one kraan, cabinet, how do you say? One water point. Place to stay, to eat, and maybe just lijfsruimte. There was only one heating, it was here. Everybody wants water, food. Yes, the food was given here. You could have music or sometimes play, theater plays. Another picture of the camp. Here the heating is certainly the best place. This is the dormitory with 4 long ranges of beds. Beds of 3 high, down, middle, up. In this whole dormitory there could be 240. There were 240 beds. So, okay, 1 bed per prisoner here. But with, how do you say, grass, straw. Upper beds were the best because you didn't receive all the trash from up. can imagine 240 prisoners in such a room. And now we don't know these conditions, I guess. Not many of us. This was a reconstruction of the barrack. So there were also many children in this camp, Jewish, 1800s, were transported to extermination camps. And here's the monument with over 1,200 names of the children who were transported and who died there in the Polish part of the German occupied territories.
Ja, ik vond dat veel te druk. Ja, hier.
This was a monument at the place where the prisoners were shot, and in 1995 it was vandalized. So this was these panels, stone panels, that have been stored here, and a new monument has replaced this vandalized. These vandalized stones. It's crazy. Here is a room with the victims of this camp. Their names. Later were born. Later they died. Most from Holland, of course, but also here, one from Poland. Look at this. Dirk van der Velde, 23, 21 years old when he was shot here, when he died here. Even a baby here, 4 months old, David Pomerank. Belgium, Indonesia, Nederlands-India. Canada, America, Carter, Australia, Great Britain, Isaac Yakovich, Soviet Union, Russia, Peter Hoekman, Iraq,